Streaming now, this is the Wood TV Live Desk.
And good afternoon, everyone. Phil Penarski here with the Wood TV Live Desk. Hope you're having a fantastic start to your Tuesday. Storm Team Meteorologist Blake Harms is here, as he is every single Tuesday. And today, Blake, we're going to be talking about something that, for a lot of Michiganders, they're going to be very excited to hear. The waters along Lake Michigan and most of the beaches across West Michigan are finally warm enough to really enjoy. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, Phil, it's taken a while, but, par for the course. We are finally seeing our lake temperatures begin to warm up into the firmly comfortable category. So what you're looking at now, that red line is the water temperature throughout 2023. The blue line is the average. So one thing I do want to point out is you can see the spike that took place there in late May. That's when we had all those 90-degree days. Mm-hmm. After that, though, it kind of cooled back off. We had some upwelling where you have the cold water below the surface come up to the surface and cool off the lake temperatures for many folks who are trying to enjoy. But now you can see a steady climb, as is common, and we're actually very close to average for this time of year, with the average lake temperature now closing in on 68 degrees, and many of our beaches are warmer than that, or at least some of them are warmer than that.
Right. I was gonna bring up, because you and I were talking a little bit beforehand, just seeing some of these numbers, how warm it is on the water, especially in South Haven and Saugatuck.
Yep. Now the sweet spot is usually between 65 and 75, because once you get above 75 for a prolonged period of time, you have to start worrying about diseases like E. coli start popping up, or bacteria, I should say, when you have water temperature that warm. But that's very uncommon for us to get lake temperatures that warm for that long. So 65 to 75 is usually the sweet spot for us, and you can see we are all pretty firmly in that category. South Haven and Saugatuck, the warmest spots, 72 and 73. Even Grand Haven, 67. That is a pretty much perfect water temperature, especially for a warm day, especially with light waves and plenty of sunshine. So just a really nice stretch of beach weather that we've been enjoying here in West Michigan.
And is this something that, is there a big reason as to why this is happening? Because you mentioned that we're sort of on that same kind of average track. We had a little bit of a spike at the end of May and beginning of June. Is there anything in particular other than it's just really warm out that's causing this?
What you need is warm and settled water. So when you have a lot of changing wind direction, that's what causes that upwelling, where again you have that water below the surface comes up above, and then the warm water kind of gets shoved down or pushed out. And so we need to avoid that, and then that can change very quickly, really any time of year. But we haven't had much of that as of late, and that's allowed those temperatures to continue to warm and the same water to kind of sit in the same place, if you will, and that's what's allowed the steady warming here over the last few months.
Right. Now, and I kind of want to bring back these beach boating forecasts for today and tomorrow, Blake. Obviously, we love to hear that the water's going to be nice and warm. Obviously, you don't want it too warm. It'll feel like you're taking a bath, especially if you're already warm from sitting out on the beach. So this is, as you said, kind of that sweet spot. But is there any concerns that you might have, whether it's beach goers heading out to the beach more, the crowds being more people out in the water? Are there any concerns that you have besides the fact that if it gets any warmer, we could see those diseases, as you mentioned?
No, I think we're pretty much in good shape. The biggest thing is just checking that forecast day by day and making sure that you're aware of if there are any beach hazard statements or any rip current dangers. We'll always watch those flags. This is that peak time of year where most folks are going to be out in the water. And if you are trying to get out and enjoy the beach, head out early, because these beaches are packed. Watching them on our live cams. Yeah, exactly. And the earlier you get there, the better spot you can get. But overall, no, not any major concerns. We've been very fortunate to have not a lot of incidents out on the lake. We've had some, obviously, but not a high amount, which we're very grateful for, and we hope that continues. And again, it all comes down to just watching those flags and just using common sense when you're out there.
Right. No, and definitely a good thing to see along the beach, of course, that green tint right there, meaning low rip current risk.
Both today and tomorrow.
Yes, no, very good sign. And Blake, kind of wrapping up, obviously, we here in West Michigan have been kind of blessed. We've been talking about it for a couple of weeks now, really just kind of the lack of severe weather. And while we're very thankful for that, we're always going to be keeping an eye on it, obviously, with Storm Team 8, you and the rest of the crew doing a fantastic job there. And we're just going to take one last look, as Thursday is really our next potential for any sort of severe weather across Michigan.
Yeah, we're watching the chance for some thunderstorms as a cold front comes through. You can see the level 2 out of 5 risk is down toward Detroit. Level 1 out of 5 risk for areas south of Muskegon. So we have the chance of some stronger storms during the day on Thursday, but that's pretty much the big weather maker this week. Otherwise, we're fairly quiet. It does look like we might trend a little warmer toward the end of July. So if you're trying to get out and enjoy the lake, right around Coast Guard time, which is coming up in Grand Haven in just a week or two, we have probably some nice weather on the way as we get ready to close out the month.
Yeah, no, definitely a good sign there, and definitely something that Storm Teammate will consistently be keeping an eye on, as they always do. Blake, thank you so much for stopping by the live desk again. We'll see you next week.
Thank you, Phil.
Of course, and I want to thank everybody else for tuning into this latest edition of the Wood TV Live Desk. I'm Phil Penarski, and we hope you have a great rest of your day.